Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. It's time for Backpage Blues. I'm joined by Charlie the Hurricane Skillen from the Mail Online. How are you?
Yeah, very well, mate. Okay?
Yeah, very well. I'm very, very well, actually, because we've just announced our tour dates for the summer. Now, I had a wonderful time in the States last year, and we're back there again.
I had a wonderful time reporting on it from England.
We're going back. Obviously, I had a wonderful time. I met some fantastic people. The American supporters of Chelsea, I was so passionate and so welcoming.
Yep.
It was brilliant. However, you could make an argument to say that it wasn't particularly great for the first team.
No, in fact, I'd say you could draw a lot of problems this season back to our pre-season preparations. I think the main problem was we went on a ludicrous post-season tour after a season in which the players...
Went to Thailand?
Yeah, the players looked completely knackered. Then, we started our pre-season quite late. Only got in, was it 3 or 4 games? 3 games, wasn't it?
3 games in the States, yeah.
I think by the time the Community Shield came around, it was so clear that we were a couple of weeks behind Arsenal in our preparation. And I think that really put us on the back foot going into the new season.
The issue is going to somewhere like the States. The issue is fatigue, or the issue is quality of opposition?
I personally, I think it's fatigue. I just think it's about getting that match sharpness back. I think if you looked at the season, the last season when we won the league, the pre-season then was just playing teams in Europe. You must have played 6 or 7 matches.
Yeah.
Played here against Wickham and Wimbledon.
Yes,
we played in Germany, played in Austria.
Whereas over there, I think last year we did play some fantastic teams. We lost to the Red Bulls. I think we drew with Barcelona.
Yeah.
But the games weren't ever played at a Premiership pace.
No,
it was never played at even an English pace. It was very laid back. Even in the stadium, you got the vibe that it was a friendly.
Everyone was there for an autograph.
And do you know what? It culminated actually. Do you remember we had Fiorentina? We played Fiorentina at home. I went with you.
Yeah.
We lost 1-0.
Matthew Harding Upper. We were dreadful.
And that was a moment where we suddenly went. We really don't look like champions.
I remember me and you did a video after that game, and people sort of asking us, is this really bad signs for the season? We were like, nah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
How wrong we were.
Although that was the first moment. Well, I think when we were in America, I was definitely aware that the pre-season wasn't going to plan. Yeah. But I was making excuses. It was when we came back that I did then think, oh, this is not good enough. And you're right, it culminated in that game against Arsenal. But the pre-season tour is announced, and we're going back. We're going to play big teams in big places.
Liverpool, Real Madrid, AC Milan are the three fixtures. We're in this International Champions Cup, as they call it. There's lots of teams in it playing all over the world. Leicester have been involved for the first time. Quite funny in the office today. We that's what we led on, because Leicester are playing Barcelona.
Playing with the big boys.
They're playing Barcelona and PSG. I think one's in America, one's in Stockholm. And we were looking at their pre-season last summer, and they played Mansfield and Birmingham and Rotherham.
Well, it steered them in good stead.
Well, yeah, it did.
Maybe we should play Mansfield, Rotherham and Birmingham.
Yeah, possibly. I mean,
so what do you think about this, though? Jokes aside, is this a good pre-season? Is this a good sign for Chelsea going into next year? Will Conte be happy about this pre-season?
Well, Conte's very interesting, right? Because one of the main things is obviously he's at the Euros with Italy. Now, if Conte was to get Italy to the final of Euro 2016, that would leave him 17 days between that date and the opening game of pre-season, which is the Liverpool game.
Right. Okay. So he has a couple of weeks off.
Well, I mean that's if you take our first pre-season game as the first day, which clearly it's not.
Right.
You've got to have a couple of weeks of training before that, haven't you?
Yes.
So I mean,
I see that could be a problem.
So, look, it was never going to be ideal going into a new season with a manager completely focused on a tournament. Especially, he's going to be wanting to leave a good legacy with Italy. I'm not sure how far Italy are going to get in the Euros, but it's not ideal preparation, but it's sort of unavoidable. I think nowadays, the days of sort of playing Kingstonian and that are over.
Shame.
I think every opportunity, I think they'll be going out to America and stuff. As you say, is great for the fans over there, and I wouldn't want to sort of put a massive downer on that. But I have my fears that, especially with Conte at the Euros, obviously he's almost certain to be the new boss. It's not ideal. Having said that, we've been over there a lot before, and after a couple of them, we've won the title as well. So
right. So room for optimism.
Yeah.
Something else I wanted to get your take on, Charlie, because I did a video the other day where I said how much I would love to qualify for the Europa Cup.
Yeah.
I still just about believe that it can happen. I don't necessarily think it will, but I think it can.
Right.
Just wondered, quite briefly here. A, would you like to qualify for it?
Yes,
because a lot of people don't.
Absolutely, no doubt. Well, they need to.
What are your reasons, just very briefly?
Because we aim to be a top club. We've shown we can fight on different fronts before. I'd quite like a few boozy trips away.
Yeah.
And
it's a trophy.
It's a trophy.
It's another way to get into the Champions League. It's another way in which you could qualify for the Champions League.
One thing, yeah, exactly. One thing that I've been so proud of as a Chelsea supporter is that we always go for every trophy. Don't play a load of 10-year-olds in the League Cup. Don't go and play a reserve side just because in the FA Cup, just because you've got a league game 4 days later. Go for every competition. It's an absolute embarrassment that Chelsea probably won't be in Europe. So definitely want to be in the Europa League.
That's brought me on to point B of this second question of the Europa topic. Do you think we can make it?
No, I don't. I think the last 2 results at home in the league have sort of put paid to that. Stoke and West Ham. I think when other teams have got decent results, I think we're just too far away now. I mean, we're in 10th, and I think if a couple of teams below us have a game in hand, we could be in the bottom half. Right. So, I mean, I think it slightly changes if it goes. We're trying to work out the permutations in the office. It's all to do with.
I think you need somebody like Manchester United to win the cup
and
qualify for the Champions League.
And it goes down a place. There might be some movement there, but
it's going to have to be top 6, top 7 at most.
Yeah,
can we make that?
I just can't see it. I don't think so. I'm not saying we can't. I'm not saying we're not capable of going on a run, but the way the team's been playing, actually our home form under Hiddink has been pretty shoddy. Really,
draws,
massive.
Do you know the ones that with me, the ones that sit really uncomfortably? The draw with Stoke, and for some reason it's Watford.
Yeah.
And the 2 Manchester United games. They're the ones in my head that I really think that had we gone for the jugular, we could have got correct results.
Man United was particularly disappointing, I think, because
particularly away from home, because it was there for us.
I mean, we looked like a sort of plucky League One side going away there for a point when you're actually playing the worst Man United team in 30 years. Not that we're probably not the worst Chelsea team in 30 years either, but if the actual home form is not actually improved since since Mourinho. I mean, that's not to say lots of things have improved since Mourinho left, but
points tally hasn't.
I just don't think that we'll get in Europe now.
Right. I suppose on that happy note, the only thing I need to ask you is no European football next year. How are you feeling about next year overall? Is it something that you're looking forward to? Do you feel like?
Yeah, of course. I mean, only because
I don't mean necessarily because you're a football fan. I mean, is it something that Chelsea fans should be optimistic about? Is there room for us to be happy, or do you feel like we're in for more of the same?
I think more of the same would obviously be an utter disaster and not something I'm particularly expecting. I have my doubts as to whether we're going to be at the business end of the season challenging for the league, but I don't think you can help but be optimistic, really, because. I mean, basically, everyone just wants this season to end as soon as possible. Everyone, from a Chelsea point of view, anyway, intrigued to see what happens in the rest of the Premier League. But I think big changes have got to happen, and then I think with a new manager and a couple of new players, I think my kind of default setting is optimism. So
great. There we have it. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, why not click the subscribe button and do us a favour, comment below, let us know what you think of the points raised. Are you looking forward to the tour to America? Are you going to go? Well, I'll see you there. Go on, you Blues. Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. We started this week with some glorious news. John Terry has followed our Instagram account. We're delighted, but it got me thinking, what Chelsea social media accounts are the best?